Welcome to Crazy Guitars, welcome to my home studio, and welcome to something that I am properly excited about.
Burn it.
Perfect! This is a new build, and it is a new build that you guys have been asking for years. No, it is not the hand tool only build.
I am very excited to be getting started finally with my invitational entry into the Great Guitar Build-Off. I have a strange mind. I've been thinking about this for about 6 months. A guitar build inspired by my love of watches. The use of texture and light and shade, and you don't need to have the watch, just have photographs of them on your wall. They are so beautiful. And if I can get that same idea in a guitar, then I'm happy.
This time there's going to be lots involved, and lots that I've not done before, at least on camera, which is going to be fantastic. You know that I have a predilection towards collecting things, specifically collecting man-made objects, predominantly tools and intricate little devices. And in this particular case, we're talking, of course, about watches. I love a well-made watch. It is something, the whole package is just intrinsically awesome to me. The fact that you can take 2 or 3 or 4 or 7 or 800 parts sometimes in these really crazy watches and make something that is precise down to within a few seconds a day or even finer, and make it beautiful and make it something that you can wear from a day to day that will not just destroy itself or rip itself to pieces. I struggle sometimes with a guitar that's this big, and these people make finely crafted horological machines that, well, it's so far beyond my level of skill that it just blows my mind. Anyway, I talk about watches a lot. I talk about the craftsmanship involved and the man hours and all of that, and how much that inspires me to push my own craft and my own art further in guitar building. And people have been asking me constantly, when are you going to do a watch-based build? And my answer has always been, of course I can do something tangentially inspired by horology. That isn't a problem. But I'm not going to just throw a few gears and cogs somewhere and make something that looks watchy, because those gears and cogs aren't doing anything. It's actually the opposite of what I'm trying to achieve. I don't want to just make it look like a watch or a clock. I want to make it function in some way, or I want the experience to be the same. So a fine handmade guitar imbuing all of these things that I love about watches, it's something I have been thinking about for years and years and years. And it's all come together. I wanted to support a British watchmaker, and there are companies out there doing this, actually at quite some scale. And the very first one that came to mind was Vertex. There is a story here. And Vertex were founded over 100 years ago now in the UK. And they made a range of very, very interesting watches. And I've seen and experienced these. And but where I fell in love with them was with the Dirty Dozen. Now, the Dirty Dozen are a batch of watches that the MOD commissioned during World War II. And they sent out the specs and said, look, we need a watch that has a black dial. It has to be easily visible. And we want companies to tender for an option for us to buy these. And Omega did, and Buren, and Jaeger-LeCoultre, and various other companies, a dozen of them in total. And one of those companies was Vertex. And the very first Dirty Dozen watch I saw was a Vertex, which I now have because I fell in love with it. And then Don Cochran, the great-grandson of the founder of Vertex, he decided to get the ball rolling again. Now, during the quartz crisis, which is what the mechanical watchmakers call it, Vertex went under, as did hundreds, if not thousands, of mechanical watchmaking companies in the 70s and 80s. But Don has seen the resurgence in mechanical watches and how much people love them, and he knew that he had something special here. He bought the rights back to his name, not to his name, to the Vertex brand within the watch industry. And it could have gone horrifically wrong at this point if he had not designed something of superlative beauty that still channels the original Dirty Dozen watch, but works perfectly in the modern era. And the first time I saw this watch, my jaw dropped. And, well, I've got a box here. Let's open it. I'm so excited. So I phoned Don up and I said, listen, okay, hi, I'm a guitar builder. And he's like, oh my gosh, I like guitars. And I said what I was hoping to do. And, well, that was 2 days ago. This box almost arrived yesterday, but unfortunately everybody in the house was out. And, well, I was sitting beside the front door this morning, waiting for the postman to arrive. I don't do this on camera. Vertex, bronze 75, number 56. 1945 was a time for great celebration and reflection as the prolonged military campaigns in Europe and Asia finally came to an end. On the 8th of May, VE Day was announced, and liberated Europe rejoiced. Just over 3 months later, VJ Day marked the end of the Asian conflict, and on the 2nd of September, on board the USS Missouri, Japan signed its unconditional surrender, and World War II was officially over. Being there and playing our own small part is at the very core of the Vertex story. To mark the momentous events of 1945, and to pay homage to the original Vertex watches on the wrists of the soldiers, sailors, and aircrew, we've created the Bronze 75. Your Bronze 75 has been crafted to the very highest standards by our manufacturing partner in Switzerland, using the best materials and movement available. The case back is an exact replica of its World War II predecessor, with its distinctive broad arrow, edition number, store number, and the WWW mark, standing for watches, wristlet, waterproof. Owning a Vertex watch is as much about being part of something as possessing something. As the owner of a Vertex, you not only appreciate the form and precision design of your timepiece, but you are joining the long line of distinguished British men and women who have relied upon its precision in the service of the British Army, Navy, and Air Force in 2 world wars. And while your Bronze 75 is part of something, it's also unique to you. Its patina will change subtly over the years to take on an individual character reflecting you, your challenges, and your victories. We wish you many years of faithful service together. With my very best regards, Don Cochran. This is quite an emotional moment, actually. I've been looking at this and lusting after this for a long time. So, well, I'm going to stop talking. It's open. Okay, no, I need to. Sorry, Talitha, I'm going to mess you up on this one. Talitha's the editor. I need to talk throughout this whole process. I just do. I'm sorry. I can't not. This is, I have an issue with bronze and copper and metals and patination and all that jazz. And I own another bronze watch, and I absolutely love it. But this is just so cool. We've got bronze 75, number 56 of 150 on the case. This is a genuine Pelly case. I could drop this out of an aeroplane and the watch would be absolutely fine inside. In fact, well, it's just incredible. Okay. I'm so excited. This is just sublime. So we have Vertex branding throughout, heavy duty foam, heavy duty case, comes on a brown leather strap, and we have got a second very attractive nylon NATO style strap as well in here. And then underneath, if you open this out, we have got a spare set of quick release spring bars and another, I think it's called khaki. Now, oh my gosh, check it out. We've got the broad arrow actually on this strap as well, with AF0210. Now, the broad arrow is something that it denotes that it was bought by the MOD, and then we also have the instructions booklet, which we'll go into in a second. Don actually had to go to the MOD and ask for permission to use the broad arrow on this watch. And when he did, it was a big deal. And in the intervening time, Omega's actually gone and done that as well. So this is the initial. I just want to take the watch out. The initial offering from Vertex was a limited edition watch that was available only on subscription and only to certain people. And that was a while ago. This is a special limited edition now, and it's also not the only model they do. But anyway, I'm going to take this out and be done. That's a stunning strap. This is utterly incredible. They have taken the design of a 80-odd-year-old watch and brought it into modern times and modern feel. It is just incredible. Now, the strap is amazing. Incredible. It's just very, very, very well made. Vertex branding. It's got the hand stitching on the side, and it also has got quick release spring bars, so you can just pop that there and the whole strap will come out, and you can do a quick change with no trouble whatsoever. We've got a hand wound movement, smooth and delicious. But what makes this watch so incredible is the design of the dial. It is vintage inspired, but it is vintage inspired, but so well engineered. The numbers are solid, cast, 3D lumps of loom, which means that in the dark, well, you are going to have absolutely no problems with legibility. The syringe hands are full of loom as well, and if one of you falls in love with watches as much as I feel, there's a sentence there, due to watching this, then I'm happy. My guitar building is, I don't watch other guitar builders very much. I watch watchmakers, I watch jewelers, I watch people restoring leather handbags, I watch makers of all stripes in order to inspire and educate me on what I'm doing. But yeah, this is the thing. Anyhow, I want to get some close-ups. We've got the WWW on the back, edition number 56. The number is 3520 1945. And being made out of bronze, it is going to patinate and age over time. But it's a simple time-only watch. From a distance, it's a simple time-only watch. The closer you get, the more intricate and amazing it becomes. So thank you very much, Don, for sending this to me. Well, the buckle is solid bronze as well. It's divine. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. The build proper, well, what I have planned for the build. What do I have planned for the build?
So you've got your crystal on the front, the beautiful 3D applied numerals in solid glow-in-the-dark material. And this particular watch is made out of bronze. It's a limited edition. And the back and the case. And I've often thought that it would be so cool to build a guitar where you've got the same sort of construction technique. This guitar has to be transparent. Most of us like lightweight guitars. Most of us like seeing what's going inside things. And that is the plan here. And that means I need to make this out of glass or acrylic. I'm actually wanting to use sheet acrylic. I want the top and the back of this guitar to be see-through, 8mm thick, I suppose, sheet acrylic. I really like the angles that you've got on the bezel of this Vertex. The next thing you'll see is that your crystal on the watch here is also raised up above the bezel. And I want to do that on the guitar as well. What do you think? I hope you like it. In watchmaking, and in anything, it's the tiny details, it's the small things that you then sit down and put hours and hours of thought into that make or break the build. It's, as I've said many, many, many hundreds of times, it's the last 5% of work that you put in that knocks people's socks off. And that is what we're after with this guitar.
The final finishing, the bevels, the design of the instrument itself is going to be entirely inspired by this. I'm going to try and work in the numerals. The control knobs are going to be based on the watches. This is going to be vying up here for one of my favorite builds ever. Let me know in the comments what you think of the watch. Check out Vertex. The links are in the description below. I am very, very happy to be supporting a UK company. This was the very first one that I approached. I haven't actually approached anybody else. Even if you think that it is a waste of time and money and energy to invest in something at this level, you will learn just through looking at these things. You will inspire yourself, your own aesthetic and your own idea of what can be achieved with human hands. I hope you'll be inspired. I'm incredibly impressed by this whole package. Just blown away. And I'm very, very happy about that. Because, yeah, well, we're there. Thank you for watching. Please click like. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you are new to the channel because you're a watch aficionado, come and check out some of the builds. And if you're a guitar guy or girl who is annoyed at me for not talking about guitar building very much, I apologize profusely, but stay with it. I'm going to be pushing myself. I am going to be pushing myself hard on this build. It's going to be fun.
I hope that this has titillated and interested you and that you are going to be following along with this build. Don't forget that this guitar will be available. Somebody will be winning this guitar. The raffle money will be donated entirely to GGBO. And yeah, I'm supremely excited about it. So click like, subscribe, and stay cool and wish me luck. There's a lot of guitar here.